All right, Arvin. So let's talk a little bit about solving some listing errors, specifically focused on product condition types. So I
Mhm.
know I've had personally this problem happen, but customer complains they got one of my products or one of the clients that I manage, one of their products, and it was a brand new unit because we only sell new units, or we only think that we sell new units. And the customer is complaining, hey, this is either missing something or it is not new or doesn't seem new. So can you talk a little bit about kind of the common areas and like why this happens, some common reasons that it might happen, and then potential ways to solve or prevent it from coming up?
Certainly. Yeah. We all know that Amazon is very customer centric, right? So if they receive a complaint from one customer, for example, it will immediately turn down your listing. So as a seller, like you panic. Oh my, what's going on? So for me, the workaround here for if you receive an account violation or a policy compliance violation pertaining to product condition complaints, may it be that the product is received damaged or it is used as new, or if the product says expired. So the workaround is actually to ask Amazon for a bin check. So
A bin
request
check.
Amazon. Yep. It's a bin check where you will ask the FBA guys to actually go to the bin or the storage to take a photo of your product to confirm if the what customer is complaining is actually correct. So they will send you a photo of the product. Let's say, for example, the expiration date, how it looks like, the packaging still intact, and then you
Mm,
can use that in submitting an appeal. Because I just want to share one thing in here. Though you can, the moment that you receive a violation, you can instantly submit an appeal, do a plan of action, and or do a root cause analysis first and do a plan of action. But if you
right.
don't have enough document, Amazon will just not approve the appeal that you have submitted. And the thing is, Amazon is only giving you about 3 times to submit an appeal. And if let's say on that 3 attempts, I'm telling this to the team or the people I work with that you don't have to look at it that you can submit it 3 times. Just think of it that you can only submit it 1 time. Because what happened was, I just want to share this one. I have this one customer or a client that reached out to me to work this kind of issue. It's just, yeah, okay, I have no problem with that. But the thing is, he already submitted an appeal. And it is actually making it difficult for me to get it reinstated. I write a really good plan of action. I have everything detailed, and I'm really confident with all of the supporting documents that I've added there. And so I submitted the appeal. Like 10 seconds later, I received a reply from Amazon that they're saying, no, your appeal is incomplete or missing some information. So, but that's just 10 seconds. So that's how you will know that Amazon is automatically declining all of your appeal to that. So what I did,
Sure.
I contacted the seller support. So I shared them the plan of action. I even talked to their leadership team and asked them for their feedback. And then I told them, what's missing in here? Can you please tell me? Because I received an automatic rejection. And so, luckily, I was able to talk to someone who's really helpful, which is really, really rare. So it's like a rare Pokemon. So I talked to that person, to the agent, and she told me, okay, this is what you'll do. Stop submitting an appeal on the dashboard. What you will do instead is create a new case and then address it to this restricted product team because they are actually the one reviewing the appeal.
Mm,
The problem is with the seller, with the account health dashboard. There's a call me now option there. I tried to ask them as
right.
well from that section, and they said no, we can only review appeals. She recommended to contact the seller support because the seller support are the one directly working with the restricted product team. So I did the same thing. I opened a case. I submitted the plan of action. I referenced it to the original case that has been created, and after 24 hours, boom, the listing
Boom.
was activated. So yeah, there's just really a lot
That's
of
it.
things that you have to consider there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a really good lesson, I feel like. And that's one that you don't really get unless you go through and actually have the experience yourself. Because to be honest, I don't think I've really done that before. But yeah, if you are, essentially you've submitted the appeal and you can tell it's getting auto responded to. Amazon's not really looking at it. You did the
Yeah.
sidestep approach, which is you actually gave the appeal and asked for feedback through a normal seller support case ID. And then they helped get you that context and get you to where you need to go, which is a good strategy. I think that's just like a good thing for anyone who's watching this, just to take into consideration, is knowing that you can kind of go and manipulate the system in that way is
Mm-hmm.
is really important. It's not even manipulating. It's just you went and said, hey, I'm getting this auto rejection. Well, I'm going to go this way so I can at least get a human to actually look at this and tell me what's going on, or try to get that team to pay attention. So that's a good,
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Also, I wasn't able to emphasize why you have to ask Amazon for a bean check, right? So
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I was
they
going to
will.
ask about that too. Is and I know you're going to get to this, but do you do that right after you get one of those complaints, or are you only doing that if you're like, hey, I've gotten two or three, maybe like two or three people have complained I have expired product? To me, that's a red flag. If one person does, hey, maybe that's a fluke. Two or three, I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm freaking out now. Is this batch, has it been sitting there and I just didn't know and now it's expired? So when do you normally recommend that you get a bin check? As soon as you
Well,
can?
actually, that's a really good question. There are a lot of things that you have to consider there. So that's why for a seller, you have to review the voice of the customer dashboard, because that's where you will be receiving the summary of the complaints or the return reason for your customer. So the moment that you receive that kind of violation, the product that they receive is damaged, or they said that it is expired, what you can do is, if the listing is still active, so you don't really need to ask Amazon for a bin check yet. What you can do is to ask the customer who left the bad review. You have the buyer messages dashboard, right? Try to ask the customer, can you please forward me an image of the product where it says that it is expired, or maybe it is damaged, something like that. And that's the time that you can collect all of this information. Is it really valid, or is it really correct complaints from the customer? And then
Yeah.
the second time, the third time, that's where you need to worry. Oh my God, what's going on? Maybe my prep center incorrectly packed my item. Then you have to go and ask Amazon right away, because asking for a bin check takes some time. So if you
Yeah.
will wait for their listing to be activated first before you ask for a bin check, then you are actually waiting for weeks for Amazon to give you the result of the bin check. So if you can request earlier, the moment that you receive that consecutively that kind of violation, then ask Amazon right away what's going on. And then also maybe you can contact your prep center. Hey, what did you provide it to Amazon? What did you send? What's going on? I have received this
Mm.
violation. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good call out. Yeah, you definitely, it's better to err on the side of being too soon than too late, because we know how Amazon works.
Yeah, they
The other
will
thing I
give
was
you
going to
that
ask about,
information.
I'm kind of surprised you haven't mentioned this yet, but turning off the FBA, what is it? Refurbishment. That's what it is. The refurbishment settings. Because I've seen
Yeah,
that
well,
being an issue in the past of like, I am working with clients where they're like, I only sell new. I only sell new. We do not sell any used goods. And then
mm-hmm.
they start getting these issues where it's like, my all these customers saying, I got this product and it's missing a part, or they're like, my packaging is amazing. There's no way this could possibly happen. Oh, we go and check their FBA settings, and guess what's turned on? Allow Amazon to refurbish goods and send them back out. So
Yeah.
what do you think about that setting?
Well, that's true. That's always our first recommendation for the sellers that we're managing, to turn off that if they can, because some sellers, they always said there's nothing wrong with having that turned on, instead of me receiving all of these unfulfillable removals from Amazon. So I was focusing first on the expired item earlier, and on the damaged product, and now talking about if the customer received an item that is used, sold as new, then there's a higher possibility that this actually came from all of the refurbishment from Amazon. That's why when Amazon is refurbishing an item, they usually just look at the outside packaging. And usually this item that they are refurbishing are coming from customer returns as well.
Yeah.
So there are tendency that the customer probably didn't return all of the parts. And then when they put it back to the packaging, it's still in good condition, and Amazon say, okay, it's good to go. I mean, who are the one assessing if the product is still in good condition? It's just the
Right.
human.
Well,
They're
yeah, and
assessing.
you're
Oh,
allowing Amazon to, which it's like Amazon doesn't know my product or my levels of, my standards for packaging and like my product in general. The other
very
one
true.
that I was just gonna mention is, and I previously working and selling some IT products and we were selling with other brands on the same listing. One of the big things we learned early on is to stop doing commingled barcodes and to switch to FNSKU, because we were getting tons of complaints because we were doing commingled inventory, and customers were getting a unit that was credited as a sale from us, but was actually a unit shipped that was from another seller. And that's another big one that I learned my lesson there is, depending what you're selling, what your business model is. In our case, it was IT products, and there was a lot of people that were not selling good quality versions of this particular product. So that commingled thing became a huge issue. So that was a big thing for us, is like we started doing no commingled, using that FNSKU and sending our inventory in, so we know that it's not getting mixed up.
Yeah, it's always a strategy, right? Because there's a reason why some sellers are preferring or using the commingled inventory, just to save them costs for labeling the product, and also if they want to expand to other marketplaces, so they don't have to worry about putting a new barcode on their packaging. The thing is, in every strategy, there's always a risk, and that's what the risk is for the commingled inventory. And if that happens to you, you can always just change it to using Amazon FNSKU barcode, because Amazon will allow you to use multiple FNSKU. One could be for fulfilled by merchant. One could be for an FBA that is using the FNSKU. Then the other one is the merchant SKU, which is your UPC. So you can play with all of those strategies. But yeah, all of those strategies have risks or issues.
Yeah, for sure. Well, cool. Thanks, Arvin. Appreciate that. That's all awesome stuff. Yeah. Anything else you want to just kind of end on, or did we cover it all? All for now, at least.
But yeah, if anyone has a question about it, feel free to ask, or a special case that you're experiencing. You can always reach out to me, and then.
Cool. Love it. All right.